And if this isn't enough, you have evangelistic outreaches. I read, 8,000 gathered in Guatemala for a recent outreach.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You have leadership training for pastors.
Yeah.
Building up the Hispanic leadership in Latin America.
Yes.
And tell us about pastor couple marriage retreats.
Well, the reason we start that, or the rationale for that, is that in the last 25 years in Latin America, remember that for years and years we've been trapped in religion and in all kinds of stuff. And for the last 25 years, we grew from 3%, the evangelical church grew 3% in Latin America to 27% all over Latin America. But 80% of the pastors in Latin America, in the majority of the countries, doesn't have formal training. So that's why we came with the idea to train the pastor. But when I actually, because I don't like to go and tell people what to do, or I came with ideas and I would like to impose you, what I did is basically I went to the pastor and said, what is your need, Tell me about it. So we started talking about it, and they said, basically, Pastor, we don't have a pastor who can take care of our families, Basically, there is a lot of pastors who are suffering within their families. So
we need a pastor to the pastors.
Exactly, that's what they were asking, and I didn't know. And I actually happened through a native friend, a native pastor from Ecuador. I mean, as in Canada, we have also a native people in Latin America, in Guatemala, Ecuador, and Peru, all over. So, and he came and said, Pastor, we need you in our communities with your expertise, and because they believe that I know everything, right? Because of the radio program and TV, but so
you're doing your best to provide everything for them.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing whatever I can to help them. So I went to their community, and so we started with a small group of pastors. So and we came with that idea. Now we are taking some pastors from Canada and some people who wants to help these people along with me, and so we gathered together about 150 couples, just couples, and our ministry will pay for the hotel, and for the food for this pastor that they never had. And probably we will see some of the pictures. We are working with our natives and also with our Latin American pastor there.
So they come at no cost?
They come, and well, they will pay a little bit, like 10% of the cost they will cover, because we have expenses there. But basically we cover the retreat, and we are for 3 days together, fellowship and learning from each other, challenging to each other, And they came from all denominations, and it's beautiful to see, after the retreat, how they cooperate each other in their communities.
Wait till you see now a little taste of the people, the events. Let's go to some pictures.
Yeah, that is a picture in Ayacucho. We did a pastoral couple retreat last year. And over there, we were working with two tribes, the Quechuas and the Achaninka people. Really? And mostly of them are ministering their own people in the mountains, in the very remote areas. They never had an opportunity to come to this
So that was
hotel.
A pastor and his wife?
Yeah, that is the kids who came, because in their culture, it's really hard just to bring the couples. They don't have, so they will bring the kids, and we will, of course, have something separate for the kids there.
A program for them?
Yeah,
for sure.
But they will come. That is,
look at that.
That is in Peru, near to Machu Picchu. That's how these people work the fields there, and that's why we take that picture. That is a picture of the Ayacucho. Why Ayacucho? Why we start there in Peru? Ayacucho is the city where the Shining Path, the guerrilla movement, started in Peru. So that's what we believe is important for us to go over there and train spiritually these people. And some of those who were in the guerrilla are actually serving the Lord now.
Really?
Yeah. So this is
talk about 180.
180 degrees.
180
exactly.
degrees.
180 degrees. And this is the group of people, the Achaninka people, who are actually in the jungles, in the other side of, not in the mountain, but in the valleys and rivers in Peru. So there's beautiful people that they are willing to learn. We bring books, we bring resources to them. I make myself and the group available to talk about the issues that we are dealing with our families in Latin America. And I learn a lot from them.
32 years of ministry. And a very interesting aspect for viewers watching right now, you're going into Canadian churches, especially those who can be involved in helping Hispanic immigrant workers, and bring your expertise, your passion, and your resources to them.
Yeah, we are trying to help. We are trying to encourage, because there is a reality here in Canada. You know, there is more than 1 million Hispanic people in this country legally, you know, like living here permanently. But then you have migrant workers that the Canada government are bringing from Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, Mexico, that they will come here for 3 to 6 months to help us with the fields, you know. And those are basically working and being, you know, alone, you know, in those places. And I encourage the churches to go and help them. And there's churches who are doing that. So they will call me to do services and to, you know, to talk to them basically, and to walk with them in this process. And that's what we are doing with that.
Well, we want to direct you, if this is a tug on your heart, to fln.ca. It's a Family Life Network that will connect you to Pastor Ernesto. And I'm sure many wonderful stories that are going to be written as a result. I'm touched to see a life at risk, a chapter where after a hurricane, you were going door to door giving people food. And so broken, you cried out and asked God, how can we do more for these needy people? And now you are all over the globe. Thank you for all you're doing.
No, thank you for allowing me to share my story. And, you know, as Jesus said, the poor always will be with you. It's not that he was certifying the poor, you know, or the poverty. It's that he will challenge us to do whatever we can. I mean, we are here to make the difference in the life of the people. You know, you have pain all over. You don't have to go to Haiti or to Japan, you know, what's got there. You have to go to your neighbor and see that single mom that is hardly making it, and you can share your life. You can share your resources. You can be part of the change of the people in your neighborhood.
Thank you, Pastor, for charging us to an others focus.